What's up, guys? Open Face Sandwich here. Back with another video today, but this video is going to be a little bit more, I don't know, a little more helpful than a cheap sandwich tutorial. This video is going to teach you how to make some extra money on the side, or you could eventually turn this into your full-time, job, business, whatever you want. But anyway, let's say you want to make some money on the side. Times are tough nowadays. People losing their houses, inflation skyrocketing, wages are not going up, that whole thing. So what you do some scrapping, right? People don't know, well, some people don't know that you could get money for what essentially here is garbage, but it's really not garbage. It's a commodity, right? These metals are traded on the stock market for huge sums of money. But you can also make money doing this on a smaller level by going through your garage, going through your storage container, driving around your neighborhood, finding some, stainless, regular steel, brass, copper, whatever you find. And once you get a good deal of it, you go to your scrap yard, your local scrap yard, and they'll pay you accordingly per pound for that metal. So anyway, let's go through it. We got a few different metals here. We're going to go through it one at a time, and I'll explain to the best of my ability what they are and what you can get for them and what to do with it. So anyway, let's start with the type of metal that you get the least amount of money for, which is steel, regular steel, okay? A lot of people confuse regular steel and stainless steel. They're two totally different animals. You get a little more money for stainless steel than you do for regular steel. And the easiest way for you to find out what metal you have there, whether it's stainless or regular steel, is with a magnet. Get yourself a magnet, a good magnet, that has some power to it, not like a magnet that you use to put your kids' pictures or your friend's baby's pictures on the refrigerator or something like that. You know what I mean? Or like some ugly, Mother's Day card that your little kid made for you. So get a good magnet like this. So let's start with the cheap stuff first, which is regular steel. Now regular steel is highly magnetic, right? As you see. Look, I'm moving it. Look at that. That's regular steel. See? Regular steel. You'll get some money for it, but not a lot of money for it. You're going to get, if it's solid like this, you might get 25 cents, 20 cents a pound. If it's like in chip form, like this, coming from a factory, this is brass obviously, but if the steel is like in this form from a factory, you might get like, 10 cents a pound. This ash, you don't get no money for it. But, don't worry about the ash. So that's regular steel, magnetic. Get a magnet. If it sticks, it's cheap. If you find a piece of stainless, but you can't tell, take your magnet, touch it. See that? Stainless is non-magnetic. All right? And you get a little more money for stainless. So that's how you know. And basically why you want to do this is you want to keep your metals separate. You don't want to intermingle your stainless and your regular steels, because then the scrapyard's not going to give you fair value for that. Keep it organized, separate, and that's how you get money for it. Okay, moving on. Another thing people don't realize you get money for is wire, electrical wire, any kind of electrical wire. Now you could scrap electrical wire two ways. In this form with the coating on it, with the plastic coating, you'll get some money for it. Again, not much money, but if you strip the coating off and you have bare copper and you save, a ton of it, a shitload of it in a can somewhere, strip it. It's a little more work, but you'll get more money for it. So if you have this, if you have time, strip it. You'll get more money for it. Save it. That's copper in there. Highly valuable. Copper is, all-time high right now. Okay. So wire is good. Let's move on. Aluminum. Aluminum is non-magnetic, right? But you can kind of tell what aluminum is from regular stainless steel. Number one, by its weight. Aluminum is very light compared to a piece of regular steel. So you'll immediately be able to tell that. Plus, by its color. Aluminum, you get decent money for aluminum. There are various grades of aluminum. Like aluminum siding is a certain grade, and then you have higher grades of aluminum that are used in factories, so on and so forth. Do your research on that, but aluminum is good. You get good money for aluminum, much better than regular steel or stainless steel. This is stainless as well. You see, it's not magnetic at all. This is stainless. These are two stainless, regular steel, aluminum. We did the wire, copper. Now, wire copper, you get some money. Now, if you could find solid copper, such as this, could be anything. Screws, bolts, whatever it is, you know, pieces of solid copper. That's where you get the most money. Copper is very, very, very expensive nowadays, and they will pay you top dollar for that. Moving on. This is an avocado. I love avocados. I usually put avocados in my sandwich. If you go to my other video that I did today on sandwiches, I use sun-dried tomatoes. But maybe tomorrow we'll do a video with avocado. Eat avocados. They're good for you. Nature's butter. Moving on. We got here brass. This is all brass, okay? Various types of brass. Brass turnings. These are called turnings. You get them from machine shops, from factories, that metalworking factories, metalworking shops. And again, for this kind of brass, you get money, but it's turning, so it's not as valuable as a solid piece of brass. This is all solid brass. All right? See this yellow stuff? That's dollar. It's yellow, but really it's green. You know what I mean? Dollar signs, get that. Get this stuff. If you can find the brass, these are your two most valuable. Copper, which we already went through, and brass. Now, which one is more valuable, brass or copper? The answer is copper is more valuable than brass. But they're both, you know, kings of the hill there. So that's basically, you know, a 101 here on how to do some scrapping. But what you want to do is, if you have some tough times, get out there, you know, garbage night, find some things. If you get things that are really tough, you know, get your kids. How many kids do you have? 1, 2, 5. Get them a magnet. Start walking around the house. You know, you find something, just take it to the scrapyard. Rip down your walls, take out the copper tubing, right? It's better to have no copper tubing and still have a house, and not have a house, you know, and no copper tubing. So get rid of the copper tubing, and you'll still have your house. You might be able to make your mortgage payment. You know, if things are not that bad and you just need to take the family out to McDonald's, go find some, you know, brass or steel, whatever you got, save it up for a week or two, and, you know, go to your scrapyard. But again, go to a few scrapyards. Don't go to just the first one, okay? And because, you know, you can, it's like getting a quote on anything else. Like, if you're going to get a carpenter to do your kitchen, you want a few quotes to use the cheapest. Well, in this case, you want the person that's going to give you the highest amount of money. All right? So that's Scrapping 101. Please subscribe, hit like. We love you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.